Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the Summer Camp Dayz collection that's releasing June 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Glisten and Glow. These were sent to me for review, and I'll link her social media and storefront down below. This is a collection of 5 gorgeous bright creams that are capable of both water marbling and stamping, so I'll go ahead and show you how they swatch for me today. So first up is Campfires and Color Wars, and this is described as a watermelon meets coral cream. So it is very bright. It does have some strong pink as well as orange tones in there. It's almost what I would think of as a neon red, very bright, very berry toned. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Campfires and Color Wars swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at this first coat. I did go a little bit thicker with these coats, however, it made for amazing coverage, and these also dried really quickly for me. This first coat was a tiny bit streaky. It was a little bit hard to catch on camera. These also self-level a little bit on the slow side, but they definitely get there. So I'll go ahead and show you how it builds up with a second coat. This for sure brings this one completely opaque. I do recommend going in for that second coat, even though it looked like full coverage in just one. These also dry down to a crazy glossy finish for a beautiful look. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before top coat, so you can see how incredibly glossy these guys are. I'll go ahead and show you my swatch photo underneath artificial lighting. And then once more at an angle, again underneath that artificial lighting. So next up is Counselors and Crushes, and this is described as a bright magenta cream. So this is definitely more of a pink. It does have some beautiful purple tones in there, but they're very light. This is definitely more of a pink polish. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Counselors and Crushes swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. These go on really smooth, and even though I may be going in for thicker coats, they definitely stay exactly where you put them. These almost feel like acrylic, but they do have something just a little bit squishy about them. These are really cool, really unique creams. I had no staining with these, and also they were just really easy to work with. So here's a look at that first coat. This looks so close to being completely opaque. I did have a few low spots though, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how it builds up with a second coat. I think if you go in heavy-handed with these, you may be able to get away with 1 coat, but I do like the look of 2. So again, just a gorgeous glossy finish. These do take just a bit to self-level down, but they definitely get there, so you don't have to worry about high spots too much. Here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before, glossy top coat. So again, a gorgeous glossy finish. This is my swatch photo underneath artificial lighting. And then once more at an angle, again under that artificial lighting. So next up is Talent Shows and Tie-Dye, and this was described as a medium teal cream. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried about staining with this polish because it is that gorgeous blue-green pigment that is super, super rich. I didn't have any. I did use a base of the Cutica Strengthening Base Coat, so you just may want to be mindful of that. So there's a look at that brush shot, and I'll go ahead and show you how Talent Shows and Tie-Dye swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at this first coat. This one goes on super smooth, maybe a little bit less opaque than the others unless you go in a little bit thicker. 1 thickish coat here puts this one right on the edge of being opaque. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and show you how it builds up with a second coat. I needed to get a little bit closer to my sidewalls anyway, so here's a look at that second coat. Again, I am going in a little bit thicker here. You don't necessarily have to. That's just how I like to apply my paint for sure in 2 coats. This one is completely opaque. Same beautiful glossy finish. It did take just a minute to self-level, but it definitely got there and dried down fairly quickly. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before top coat. This is my swatch photo underneath artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle again under that artificial lighting. So next up is Bunks and Bug Juice, and this is described as a medium cobalt blue cream. Of all of the polishes in this collection, this one is my top pick. It's just such a gorgeous, rich summer blue. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how Bunks and Bug Juice swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. This one goes on super incredibly opaque. It was another one I was a little bit worried about staining, but I am using that Cuticle strengthening base coat and I had no staining. So you just want to be mindful of that. I am going to go in for a nice thick hardy coat here, but this for sure is completely opaque and just one careful coat. I really feel like all these creams are capable of it. I just felt more comfortable going for one with this polish. So here's a look at that completed mani at one coat before top coat. So again, that gorgeous, super glossy finish. This is my swatch photo underneath artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle, again underneath that artificial lighting. So to round the collection out today, I have s'mores and sing-alongs, and this is described as a medium iris purple cream. So this is a gorgeous mid-tone purple with a lot of blue saturation here. Still a very gorgeous purple. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how s'mores and sing-alongs swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. This one goes on so smooth, so easy. Again, really opaque. These are really all awesome creams, but this is another one that's towards the top of my list. It just went on so smooth and easy. So this is a really incredibly close to being completely opaque in one coat, where I had gone a little bit thinner here to the right side. Once it dried, I could still see a little bit of nail line. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how it builds up with a quick second coat. So here's a look at my second and final coat, and this for sure, with no questions, brings this one completely opaque. Again, gorgeous glossy finish. I didn't actually use a top coat for any of my swatches today, but I do recommend that, especially to increase wear time. HK Girl has been one of my favorite top coats of all time. So here's a look at that completed mani at 1 to 2 coats underneath artificial lighting. This is my swatch photo, again under that artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle. That does wrap up my swatch and review for the summer Camp Dayz collection. I'm really impressed with these, and I'm hoping to feature them on a week's But Do They Water Marble, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.